What a great time it is today. My name is James Bond, and I'm the Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs as we unveil the statue honoring Brownie, Wisconsin's most famous veteran war dog. For those who are pet owners here, you know how quickly animals become cherished members of our family. During World War II, many families sent loved ones off to war, including their four-legged companions, like Brownie. The U.S. military has relied on the skills of working dogs throughout history, all the way back to the Revolutionary War. However, it wasn't until World War II that the number grew dramatically with the launch of the U.S. Army War Dog program, known as K-9 Corps. During World War II, military working dogs served in the U.S. Marine Corps and Army as scouts, guards, sentries, and messengers. Especially in the Pacific Theater, these dog handler teams scouted trails, caves, detected enemies and mines, delivered messages and medical supplies, rescued wounded troops, and protected camps. I'm confident that those dogs were well loved and cared for, but I'm guessing there aren't many who are remembered the way Brownie is. After completing his training in 1943, Brownie was deployed to the Pacific Theater. While serving, he was wounded and lost an eye. He returned home in September 1944 and became a regular at the Wisconsin Veterans Home here at King, quickly earning his place as a beloved mascot and friend. He was laid to rest here at King in recognition of his wartime service and the comfort he brought to the veterans living at the home. To this day, he remains the only dog buried in a state veterans cemetery. Last year, author Kelly Nelson brought Brownie's story to life through her heartwarming children's book, Brownie the War Dog, Veterans' Best Friend. Thanks to her efforts and those of many others, we now have this soon-to-be veiled statue in his honor. This statue will serve as a source of inspiration for all who learn Brownie's story and as a fitting welcome to everyone who enters King campus. Thank you all for being here.
So I found out about Brownie's story in 2019, and I just felt it was the most lovely story on so many levels, so many aspects. The patriotism of a young boy donating and sacrificing a family pet, just the boy and a dog relationship, and just the message of sacrifice. And it was something that I felt that children should know about, that this piece of Wisconsin history, which is so important. I felt that the Brownie and his family should be recognized in that fashion. And I went down the rabbit hole, so to speak, as far as researching. And along the way, I made contact with Orrin Kendley's niece, Joan Yor. Is she over here? So if we could give a round of applause to Joan. Joan is her family's historian, and she protected Brownie's war dog memorabilia for more than 50 years, preventing it from it being sold and really preserving his legacy. And so my contact with her was key in my research. And one of the most satisfying and fun things about this whole project has been my relationship with Joan. We've visited so many places and presented together. And any of you familiar with King, Urban Roots is the old Kendley home. So Joan had kindly framed photos of what her family's home looked like back in the 40s, and we took it over to Urban Roots. And they wanted to know, well, where was Brownie's favorite spot to lay down? And so it was fun because Joan was able to say right where it was, because that's where the sun came in, on the porch, and things of that nature. So just things that really bring history to life and make things relevant to today. And so we've been presenting at schools and just educating children about the sacrifices that were made on the home front during World War II. So as Colleen said, then the idea to have a statue came about. And so I started reaching out to businesses and to individuals, and people have kindly donated, and here's what happens. So this is a culmination of all of those efforts, which I'm grateful for many of the donors.